Hey everybody. Alright, we're back to another stream for the Unreal. Getting close to Halloween session here. We got Dave here, nice. Made it to the beginning of my stream. And yeah, so it's going to be a bit of a casual stream today, I think. We're just going to have some fun. Kind of puts together some more ideas to get this backdrop to look a little more spooky. We almost finished an idea last week, but I didn't want to completely wrap it up until came back today so we could talk more about it. Hey, Darcy's here. Welcome. And we're also gonna, I have another idea to get these candles all to blow out at once, but I want to do it in a way that kind of feels like a sweeping motion, so it's not just sort of like all at the same time. And I think I'm gonna use a volume that's gonna enable a blueprint. At least that's the idea. I was trying to think of another idea, maybe like a ghost or something that kind of passes through the walls, but I don't really have a good plan for that yet. It's more like, what would I do? I would make maybe a sprite sheet or something that would just kind of pass through. Dave says, would it be neat that a photo on the wall behind you was animated to change to look normal undead? Ah, kind of cool. Yeah, I can see that picture in the backdrop there. Oh wait, I went the wrong way. That one over there. Could do that. You'd have to get into some Photoshop stuff. Maybe there's some good ideas there that I could think about that one for a minute. Anyways, we'll jump back over to what we got here, our spooky room. But I'm always open to take any suggestions for what we can try to do. It depends on how much time we have. It says, or the chair in the corner starts rocking back and forth. Oh, geez, that's good too. That would be easy. I could do that one without having to worry about too much. It would just be a matter of getting it to animate. I could probably do that one. Just thinking about like, need some sound effects or something probably. Alright, well, let's see what we can do. So, oh yeah, so I was going to show you what I've got currently. So after our stream finished last week, I went and did a little bit more. I don't know why playing it is the right idea. Cinematic. Oh geez, I forget how this whole scene works here. Is that the right cinematic? Try that again. I'm missing a candle. Doesn't seem right. Oh wait, it's the one with the picture. That's why I can't. For some reason I didn't see that. So if I play this, let me turn off all the gizmos and gadgets. And so this is what I currently left with. I mean, I left the stream and I needed some more work to do some more stuff. I hit the wrong play button. And then I did a little more polish and fixes and tweaks to just to make sure that the idea was sound and going to work. Now we got this creepy dude, kind of walks up, lifts his arm, looks in the window, and then sort of takes off. I think we're gonna probably polish that up a little bit more just to make sure that it feels not so CG-ish. I think there's a really weak element here where the walk is like feeling pretty like he's on a hoverboard. But I guess that's, you know, there's elements of creepiness there involved. So anyway, I'll kind of explain how that works and make sure that that idea is sort of sound. And we'll get that rendered out. But meanwhile, he's actually a pretty big, creepy looking dude that we brought in last week, and we used the control rig importing from Advanced Skeleton, which worked out really well, surprisingly easy, and I think there's a lot to be said for that particular workflow. One thing I was having trouble with was trying to get the control rig to sit inside of the sequencer. And later on I realized there's a very subtle difference between how you import it, and you have to make sure that you don't have any animation tracks or anything mixed in with your control rig nodes. So I've got this control rig track with my control rig creature asset, which is not spawned in. It's using it's not a spawnable, it's actually brought in from the scene. So these are things you have to remember. So it has to be brought in from the scene. and you can't have an animation track, so it has to have, because you could technically have animation tracks in here. Oh, I forget even how to do it now. And so just the way that I brought it in was wrong. So now I've got this. Oh, I know what it was. So when I created the, I gotta find it. Where's my control rig? Now I want to demonstrate what I did, and I forget what I did. But there's two ways you can add a control rig element, and the way that I did it in the stream was wrong. Let's see here. See if I drag another one in. Oh, I can't probably have another one in there. Drag this one in. So his animation track came in, so that's not good. I get rid of the animation track. And then, there it is, control rig. I don't know why I couldn't find that before. So, I just, in the stream, I clicked on FK control rig. But what I wanted to do is go asset based and then grab it from my asset in my control rig, in my content browser. And so that made all the difference. But what's weird was that when I did use the FK control rig, it did kind of look like it was working. Like, I kind of had what I needed once I finally got it all enabled and turned on. I'm totally trying to break it now. I can't do it. But I got it to a state where it kind of looked like it was working, but yet for some reason it wasn't working. It kept like making the arms go back and do all this weird stuff, and I couldn't quite figure out what I did wrong, but I'm pretty sure the problem was just the fact that I needed to make sure that I grabbed the asset-based control rig, and I also got rid of any animation tracks. I'm pretty sure animation tracks were causing issues. Now I'm questioning whether that's relevant or not, but anyway, so what I end up now with is a control rig that will actually maintain the keys that I try to put in there. And you know, it's not the easiest thing in the world to work with, but it definitely is enough to get the job done, especially in this case where you don't have to worry about a lot of stuff. So I'll try to do a few keys here just to see if we can get some of the experience of that working. I've been learning a lot about control rig recently, trying to make sure that I got all my knowledge up to date. And I found a website or a stream, YouTube page from Gabriel. I used to work with Gabriel at Rocksteady actually, and so I saw it coming up on my LinkedIn streams, and then I realized that he's been making like a huge collection of control rig videos since August, and they're pretty interesting. There's a lot of really good ones. He's kind of broken down control rig in a lot of very special, specific ways for, you know, dealing with different problems. It's pretty in depth. Gabriel was like, he's like this genius of a rigger, and he's like on a different level than most of us brain people are like, oh, we're just trying to get some stuff done. But he's also trying to learn how to use it, and so he's trying to discover and figure out how things work. And so what happened is, by the time he got to video 9, he switched over to UE5, and he realized that in UE5 you can have functions inside a control rig, which, to be quite fair, it's huge. That's a massive discovery. And so everything after that, he went and he just continued working in Unreal 5. So it doesn't really help me much because I don't want to, like, I want to know how to use functions and control rig with functions, but it changes the game so much that you're on a different level, in a different world, because you're solving problems with these functions. You're putting all your logic inside of a function, and then you just have this node that represents a whole thing, which I think is really interesting for the future of control rig, because you can, in theory, have scripts that write these cool custom functions, and this function can be like, make your character rig. Like, it can do everything. And it would be massively complicated, but inside of that node, it would be really basic. And he's also introduced a whole bunch of other cool ideas about how to, you know, use variables and dynamic, trying to build a more modular control setup. So lots of neat thoughts, but I did kind of stop watching it after he got to that point, because basically all the logic after that is like, well, you can't really reproduce it in the same way with functions in Unreal 4, because Unreal 4.7 doesn't have function ability. So maybe it will. Maybe they'll release an update that supports it in the future, but maybe not. But it definitely seems like there's a promising future with Control Rig for sure, in terms of their support and what they're trying to do with it. Alright, so what I want to do is grab this root and I want to add some keys. So currently I've got all my keys kind of lined up in a really basic sense. Ooh, look at this, I got my Maya hotkeys in here. This is my greater than, less than signs. And basically we're just gonna try and get this walk cycle to have maybe a little bit more of you can see I got my right foot that kind of goes back and then goes forward and then goes back. I don't know if that's quite accurate, but it's pretty decent. So then when the body's cross-legged, when the body's like over top of the same foot, sorry, what am I trying to say? When the 2 feet are side by side, that's kind of when you're at your highest of your walk cycle. And then when you've got your feet on a sort of a wider stance, that's when you're kind of at your lower point. This is a terrible way to explain it because technically you can't see my steps very well. But I'm hoping that I'll use that as my logic in terms of why I'm making the adjustments here. And really, when you're animating this kind of stuff, you're just looking for ways to break that perfect linear adjustments, linear, like flat lines. You want to get rid of all those flat lines, which is a big giveaway of that you're a CG character. Natural, organic things have all this beautiful kind of subtle animation happening all the time that you can't really specifically identify what it is, but it's what makes it look real. So as an animator, the first thing you got to do is really just see if you can break down a lot of these elements without making your timeline super busy either. Bring the arm back, hold it there, maybe hold it there a little longer. So that when we lift it up, we're not even lifting it up. I don't even think you can see his arm probably in this shot. See if we can pin that camera in there. We can see what's going on. I wonder if we can get some back to straighten up. He feels really stiff on the upper body here. Ugh, how did I get the arm? What I'm going for is like he's coming from more of a crouched look to more of a standing up look. Yeah, I got a key in the middle here. Should be able to use this. It's hard to tell. You can see that he's selected. Dave, sorry to cut it short, but it's time for me to run. That again. Alright, Dave, thanks for joining us for a little bit in the beginning. I know you gave me the heads up that you were busy, so no surprise. So then one of the problems, well, I don't know if it's a bit of a problem, is because the advanced skeleton is so new, they don't have the ability, well, not the advanced skeleton itself, but the plugin that converts advanced skeleton rigs to control rig is so new that they haven't really implemented a lot of the potential of what these rigs are capable of. And one of the big ones is the IKFK switch ability, which is possible with control rigs, but it's a lot more complex, and basically they are implementing all this control via a Python script that gets auto-generated based on the dimensions of this rig. So which is what we did last week in the stream. So there's a lot of I think there's a lot of potential there, not only in terms of making Python scripts make rigs, but also what Advanced Skeleton can do to sort of integrate their rigging systems into Unreal. Hey Lydia, welcome. Thanks for joining. So one of the big news is that I was just talking to William Fauché for our meeting today, and CGR's 4H. Hey guys, nice to be here. There could be an animated texture that is cleaning the dirt from the window that you could look through in the specular or transparent channel. How do you do animated textures? That's like a two-part point there. I would say what you could do is use a decal instead of a texture, animated texture. And I mean, this is just a theory, but if you used a decal, that would override the I don't know, the transparency or the dirt mask or something from the window. You could use that to like just animate and move the decal in a way that cleans up the window. Or you could use the decal as the dirt and then do the reverse. But no, because then the decal would be sliding, or the dirt texture would be sliding, I mean. But I don't know, I mean, that's one way to do it. Another way would be to I suppose have a material that has like a mask that will move away. I mean, that's assuming that the UV layout of this window is nice and simple, but it's possible that each window is its own UV square, which would be the mask would be showing on each of the windows individually. That's why the decal is kind of nice, because it's positional. Decals are fairly easy to make, like they're just these objects that you would bring into your scene, and they kind of override everything that they see. Although I don't see it happening on the glass too much. Although maybe it is, I don't know. Yeah, it is, just on the dirt. And then with a decal, and the type of material you use for a decal, it can have the ability just to decide what type of override it wants to do. So deferred decal is the material type, and this is funny, I'm going to try to do this because I really have no idea if any of this is going to work. Plus I forget how to use decals, so this is going to be great. Inside of here there's a lot of options for deciding what am I looking for here? Whatever it is, I'm not finding it. Let's see if I can just put this on top of the decal material and see if it works. Oh, okay. I haven't got something right yet. You switch the deferred decal, and then you gotta do something else that's really important. Like make this masked or additive or something. Or make this. Oh, here it is. This is what I'm looking for. So now you're switching all the debuffers so that you only affect the roughness or the normal or the color. Transparency is not really in there though. Translucent, roughness, volumetric. Not sure. Lydia says the goo is missing from your background, Simon. Oh, it's just on the other wall. It's on the side. Stain. Hmm. Well, I'm gonna get too distracted with this because I'm not figuring out what I'm missing here. But anyway, there is one of the options is it allows me to do deferred decal, and it shouldn't be breaking when I do it. But usually they give you a hint about what you can do, and I'm just not looking in the right place. Material using deferred decal domain need to use blend mode model translucent. Mode translucent. There we go. See, it tells you what to do. Just gotta figure out how to make it see that. So now if we switch this to like just a color, we should be able to see that we're only modifying the color. So maybe we'll put a constant of 1 into the base color here. See, that makes it all white. There we go. Still isn't going to do what I wanted to do though. So maybe my solution is not that great. I don't even see it affecting the glass at all. So there you go. I think the debate is still open for the best solution. That's funny that Lydia remembered the goo joke from last week. There it is, the goo. See, the goo is a decal. Look at that. We were talking about the right thing after all. And Carlo says, no problem. I'm not sure. Oh, he's the same person. I get it. Thank you. Oh, so what I was going to say before was, when I was talking to William Fauché, he's volunteering to do some open sessions for us. So if you guys are still a student and you have access to the Unreal Development open session, then he's going to do open sessions every week on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. UTC, which is like good for Europeans. So I think it's like 9 a.m. for me. So we're going to hit a time zone that's a little more offset than the other ones. But unfortunately, that means I'm also not going to be doing my open session because this is kind of my handoff so that William can handle world building questions. I might come back and do open sessions. Maybe I'll do every other week open sessions or something. But I'm just trying to like taper myself out of that a little bit so that I can focus on all the other stuff I got to deal with. But I'm still going to do the streams. I gave Will the option to do, you want to do streams or do you want to do open sessions? And he's like, I pick open sessions. I'm like, okay. So that means I could do the streams. But we'll see. Maybe we'll switch up the streams as well down the road. He's only just started part-time, so he's only, he was casual up until just this week. Let's go back to the animation. I want to see if I can get this animation all polished up a little bit. And then we'll start the next job. which is the candles so far. Unless we want to do the chair thing. Well, they'll have to be all different cinematics. That's the plan. I want them to be all rendered slightly different. So we can choose which one's going to play next. Yeah, some random script or something. So we got this subtle hand movement, which is very floaty. It goes from this position to that position. And I think I can get that to, I might just eyeball it. Don't really want to try to put the hands on the glass itself, because then you really don't stand a chance on trying to like get that to not. Well, this is where we come back to that conversation about IK FK switching, and this would be an FK, an example of an IK situation. So I would want the hand on the glass to be an IK, but one of the limitations I found with control rig, I was saying root motion, is that control rig, you can't, I haven't figured out how to do like constraint IK constraints to world objects yet, so I'm not sure. That might be possible, I just haven't figured out how to do it, but it seems pretty complex. Like you really need to have some kind of object in the world that you're going to refer to. So maybe as part of the control rig you'd have an object that you would snap to that would be, actually that's probably how you do it, just have a control rig node that you're, I don't know whether you can, oh, I know what the problem is. You can't attach particular things. I don't know how to attach objects to other objects. So if it's a moving object in the world or whatever. But if you just had another controller maybe that you could just position on the windowsill and then have this IK snap to that object, that could do the same job, I guess. There you go. That's something we can think about later. Got to build a IK system that has a world, a lockable world object. Some of the stuff that Gabe was talking about, Gabriel in the videos, really introduced a lot of cool rigging concepts I didn't know about with control rig when it comes to fancy spline IKs and all these other stuff that I've never actually bothered to try to figure out yet. Carlo, yeah, the light could be animated. That's quite cool. So it leaves a shadow. When is that world building and animation? Oh man, I'm missing my questions here. Sorry. That will be on, oh, I guess I did answer that already. Tuesday. This will be starting next week. So Tuesday. Now, okay. Yeah, no, it'll be Tuesday for almost everybody. Because it's going to be at 1 p.m. UTC. It'll show up on the stream. In fact, it probably just showed up on the channel once the stream started. So this channel, Unreal Development, we now have World Building with William Fauché. That just popped up after Justin's finished. Justin has his stream as well on that happens just a couple hours ago, and or just 1 hour ago, half an hour ago it ended. But the difference is you're going to be getting environment, like Justin is kind of more, I don't know, William's specialty is in film and like world building and just dealing with more like landscapes and stuff. And Justin's is more environment, like interior texturing materials, and he comes from more of a games background. So even though they're similar subjects, they're actually coming from two different perspectives. And this is a popular subject, so I'm pretty sure we can afford to have two of them. And I mean, I think it's really important to talk about technical animation all the time as well, but I've been doing it for a long time now, so I'm just gonna take a break so I can get going on other stuff. And then we'll come back because we were in the middle of trying to get the AI for a bot character working for animations and stuff, and it was pretty neat. But it a lot of the people that were contributing to it have kind of disappeared, so it just becomes by myself developing for a project nobody else cares about. Okay, so that's definitely getting there. It's not amazing or anything, but let's just take a look at it full screen. Make sure that there isn't anything obvious, and then we'll go jump onto the next subject. Oh man, I gotta follow. We gotta follow. Gregory Rich. Welcome. Try that again. Oh yeah, see those glowing, the glowing parts? That's the control rig, which is hilarious. So I can come in here and under the animation tab that gets opened up, I can hide manipulators. So it doesn't look like Tron is happening behind the window. It works. I mean, I didn't do very much, all right? It was just a very, very subtle part with this little bit of step and a little bit of back rotation. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look much different than it did before, but you don't have to worry about too many subtleties here. So I think it works. Hey, it's Gregory Rich. Have you checked out the UOL, the Unreal Learning course on animating with control rig? You know what? I haven't looked at that yet, even though it came out, what, like last week or something? And I forgot to take a look at it. So, have you? Is it good? I really should, actually. That should be a high priority on my list right now. Make sure I haven't missed anything good. Lydia says, it's subtle. Yes, subtle in horror works great. Yeah, thanks. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear we're on the right track. So let's move on then. So one of the things I was thinking about was making the candles all blow out by just having, they're all blueprint candles. And so there's a switch you can flip which turns them off and then they start smoking, which is very cool. So I want to kind of take advantage of that fancy feature. And just have them all kind of like blow out in a row. And then over time they'll just kind of relight, maybe? I don't know. I haven't thought about the relighting part. I'm pretty sure you can just light them up again. I don't, that might be a little more tricky, but just getting them all to blow out would be kind of fun. Course is quite good. Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, I've definitely tried to watch a lot of like Unreal's tutorial videos about control rig, and they've always been like lacking in detail. Like you're always like, that's not quite enough information, or maybe it goes too deep, and you're like, that's too much information. So this time I think they may have done a nice job of like capturing it, so that you can actually gain a lot of knowledge. It's just it's tough. Anybody who's making a tutorial right now is for control rig is just challenged by the fact that it's not done. So everything you're doing, you're kind of like, well, they might add this feature later, they might not. There's not really any documentation except for these tutorial videos now. So you're kind of, everybody's kind of, it's guessing, trying to figure out how it all works. All right, I'm going to save this as a different sequence than the other one so that I can keep it separate. I'm going to get rid of our decal material here. Here says, did you check out the 4.26 live stream? The UE5 early access has documentation for some of the basics. Oh, okay. I'm not sure if I watched the 4.26 live stream, but I have watched a lot of some of the UE5 control rig explanation. It gets into some of the animation blueprints and the graph charts, what is it called, flow graphs or whatever, which I think honestly gets into a whole different realm of control with control rig, which is, again, it's kind of overwhelming. But how it works in Unreal 5 doesn't always translate into how it works on Unreal 4. However, some of the stuff they've been releasing recently has the ability to work in both. So I think they've been trying to maintain that a little bit. Backdrop, window walker. I'm going to duplicate that. Oops, I didn't want to open it yet. And this one is, I should actually do the plain one. So just the backdrop. And I'll get rid of creature. That's just nothing. Save that one. 4.26 control rig livestream talks a lot of the basics on the mannequin control rig, rig sharing, gameplay, and the meerkat. Yeah. Rig sharing. Oh, like instancing the rig for other characters? That actually sounds pretty interesting. What I find every time I look at other people's control rigs is it just becomes extremely overwhelming, because they've got like a massive organization of what they've been doing for a long period of time, building up to this massively complex scene. And then they have like the backwards solving, which is also a massively complex scene, which I guess is just basically the reverse of the forward solving, but still like overwhelming. And it's really hard to break down what they're doing. Like just reading through what they're doing is so slow and time consuming. And then trying to translate that into something that you want to do, you're just like, does it even worth it? Like, is all that figuring out worth it? Because they're solving very specific problems to their rig. Can you take that and just apply it to your own? Or why don't we have like some kind of system that automatically does this? So I've been struggling to find anything that's really been substantially useful to just sort of dive in and take it and go, oh yeah, I can actually figure out where I would use that. And there's just so many nodes that do lots of different types of things, solve problems in different ways, that it's been a really slow learning curve. To be fair though, I haven't really been investing huge amounts of time into it either, so which is something that I'm trying to turn around soon. This is going to be the candles. Gregory, is there anything that you picked out that was really interesting from those videos? Something that stood out? How was your experience with trying to learn control rig? Alright, so we're gonna do, I'm gonna grab some of these blueprints here. This is gonna be much different. I have looked at this control rig already, or sorry, control rig, blueprint already, to because it has these smoke on, flame on checkboxes which are exposed. You can determine whether you want to turn these things on or off. I think we can just toggle it, flame on, turn that off, and smoke on, we turn that on. Oh, what happened there? Yeah, so it just turns the smoke on. But if you turn flame, like flame on, will just turn the flame back on. But if you turn it off, no, if you do it a different way, that's not the right way. You hit disable flame, it scales the flame over time, over a lerp, and then sets the intensity of the flame light and the material, and then deactivates the light and activates the smoke. So it turns on the smoke. So it'll go down and then the smoke will turn on, which is very cool. But in order to do that, it's a custom event that has to be activated via something else. So let's see here. If we grab it's basically a collision volume is what I'm looking at. Maybe we can make collision box or capsule. Do a capsule. So if anybody hits the capsule, then we will activate the, well, not anybody, but specifically objects that we want them to be activated. And we'll use that to trigger the disable flame. Now it's the re-enabling the flame that I'm worried about. But I guess we could put a timeout and then just have them re-enable, and then they'll just kind of they'll come back on in the same order. It's probably the better way to do it. So we're going to take our capsule here. Grab our capsule. We need a onComponent begin overlap event from it, which we can use to, well, we need to find out I forget which one it is. Overlap component it just gets this object. I forget. Anyway, we want to find out if it's equal to a tag. Actor has tag. Maybe this is a good way to do it. We'll call it wind. We haven't done it. We haven't actually built anything yet, but we'll get to the wind part in a sec. And so if it is wind, then we're going to disable flame. True. Or sorry, what am I saying here? Disable flame. Alright, so we just trigger that. Okay. And then we're going to make a object in our world that's going to be our volume for this. The trigger volume or a okay, we'll do a trigger volume. I had to hit G there to get my visualization so I could see what I'm doing again. So this is going to be the object that we're going to blow the candles out with. It's just anything inside that volume. Hopefully we'll activate it. You can see the capsule from our collision here. So I'm pretty close to where I want to be. And then I need to make sure that this wind volume, I'm going to call this wind trigger, is going to have a tag. So add a new tag and we'll call it wind, so that it matches up with our actor as tag wind. That seems like a pretty easy way to make this work. Now, next problem. Well, I wonder what happens if I just drag it over top. Is it gonna do anything? Simulation. Are we gonna be able to activate any of this stuff yet? Basically, I gotta move this. No, we gotta move this volume. We're gonna do that in. We're gonna do it in a cinematic sequence. So, at least I hope so. I don't think I've ever brought a volume in as a asset in a sequencer before. So here's our wind trigger. I'll add a transform so we can translate it, and then along the timeline we're just gonna key this position here, and then key its position over here. That travels across. And I'm really trying to figure out how exactly I'm going to get this to work here. Let's see, I need to probably... Oh, I don't have it actually set up for the our level blueprint here. I do not have this hooked up yet. And this is going to be the candles. Sequencer event, auto loop, or auto play. Let's just do selected viewport. Clearly it's not working. Oh, here's something there. Oh, look, it did work. Oh, look at that, it worked. I forgot, the timeline has to play for a while before it actually gets to this point. Here I was just sitting there thinking. So let's try it again, because I wasn't paying attention. So in theory, the candles will blow out after the timeline hits to a certain point where the volume crosses into the candle. There it goes. And it went out. That was kind of cool. The rest of it's just the blueprint playing itself. So what I want to do is make sure the candle reignites. And currently when it's finished, so what's happening is it's scaling over time, which is bringing the candle smaller, smaller, smaller. So it disappears. And then when that animation's finished, then it activates the smoke instead. So from here, we would have a delay. Maybe a retriggerable delay. Or five seconds, let's say. And once that's finished, then like we got to reverse some of the stuff. Maybe what we'll do is we'll create another custom action here, custom event. This is going to be enable flame. Whoops, what did I do wrong here? Is there already one called enable flame? No. There is. Oh, look at this. I must have done that already. I had been playing around with it already. Okay, so we're going to call that custom event that goes up here after 5 seconds, and it's going to get the material. Gabe! Hey, Simon, have a good day. Does that mean you're arriving or leaving? You have a good day too. In case you are leaving. And then I'll lose you. And I won't be able to say anything. And if you're arriving, then how's it going? Candle, get material. Oh, I think this is where I got stuck. Why am I trying to do this candle material thing? Oof, I don't know what I'm trying to do there. Basically, I need to set the scale of the candle back to its default size. That would be important. So I'm not... Oh, that's event begin play. Sorry. I'm reading the wrong section. Enable flame. Activate flame, set the scale back to its default size, set intensity to 0.015. Why did I think that was a good idea? Intensity 0.05. I'm lerping from 0.05. That's even less than 0.05. Well, if we do figure out how to do this, we could always make it reverse. Oh, you could just play reverse. Would that work? Let's just take a look here. Yeah, it goes from this to this. So what does that mean? Over a period of 2 seconds, it would be set to a value of 1 from a value of 0. So that would allow the alpha of the lerps to go from this to this. Let's just play it in reverse. What if we just do that? Reverse from end, I should say. Then updates. Now, there's going to be a missing issue here, for sure, which is when it finishes, it deactivates the flame. So we have to reactivate it again, regardless. So I guess I do have to do this one at least. But these ones, not sure if it's needed. And we're activating the smoke out. I guess we gotta deactivate the smoke out. I wonder what the reset checkbox means. Reset, whether the activation should happen, even if should activate returns false. Even if the should activate returns false. Not getting that one. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna deactivate the smoke out, activate the flames, play from reverse end, and hope for the best. I'll be kind of shocked if this works. Oh, you know what I should do is change the sequencer so that this happens a lot sooner, because I gotta wait 5 seconds after it's finished. Okay, burn out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, look at that, it came back again. And the smoke is still going. Oh, I tried to do it again. Well, I should watch it from the blueprint, I guess, to see what exactly is going on here. Oh, look, it's still trying to do stuff right now. What is it trying to do? Is it trying to light itself over and over again? So, oh, I know why. Because enable flame will also pass through here and will also hit the retriggerable delay and then try to enable flame again. So it's doing exactly what I'm telling it to do. But it's not really logically what I would really want. Alright, so I need to come up with a better idea. Maybe what I would want to do is instead of putting it there, we put it here. We can do a sequence. So it does that, and then afterwards it does this. But that's different than what that one will do. Should probably do some comments here because this is getting a bit crazy. Changing candle light. I don't know if that's even helping. Enable igniting. That doesn't look right. Candle. Sarah! Hey, welcome. Oh, what we're doing is trying to get some candles to blow out and then reignite again.
You know they're out there, don't you?
Alright, let's try this. I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually feeling the crunch these weeks. It's been a tough haul lately. Hey, that ignited really fast. What was that, like 5? Was that really 5 seconds? I don't know. Oh look, the smoke actually dissipates all by itself later on. Okay. Oh, it wouldn't be 5 seconds. It's... Oh no, it is. It's supposed to be 5 seconds. Let's do 10 seconds. How are you doing, Sarah? How's your computers working out? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. Ooh, that looks good because it waited just... Oh no, the smoke kicked in again. Oh yes, I suppose it would have. Because the last thing it does here is activate the smoke out. Oh man, I'm having trouble here. So that would only happen. Deactivate flame. Yeah, basically everything that comes from the finish has to be separated between whether I want to enable or disable, but I don't want to deactivate the flame. And how does it even work? Oh boy. I need to have like some kind of switch here or something. I thought maybe I could just steal from it. Because no matter whether you're going forward or backward, you're still going to have a finished flag. And honestly, it was a little better when it was waiting for it to finish here. Yeah, I don't know. I'll make 2 of these, I guess. How do I get the finished to be true or false based on disable flame? I would literally have to make a boolean now that basically says enable flame yes, disable flame yes, and then just decide whether I play this sequence or I play nothing really. Because when you enable it, oh, or whether you play this one. That's really what it is. Ah, that's the trick I have to figure out. Sarah says, I still have no computer for Unreal, Adobe, etc. Only my ancient MacBook, which not able to run a whole lot. That sucks. It's taking a toll on my mental health. Oh no, that's terrible. Not being able to create. But doing my best to keep my head up. Yeah, that sucks. It's definitely not good when you're stuck without a computer to keep making progress. I'm trying to think of a solution for you, and I'm not coming up with them very easily here. And especially, like, there was a post on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, what am I talking about? On Slack, that is discussing how buying video cards is really tough nowadays. And I bet it's true. They've always been talking about how that chip shortage was going to catch us off guard later. And the question is, how long is it going to be before it starts operating normally again? May not be for a while. Lydia is sympathizing. Alright, I gotta do this not spectacular Boolean that says flame start burning. Do that. And then we're just gonna do, what's the deal here? Greg? Greg out? Come on. I think I've got some kind of weird glitch going on right now. This has been happening a fair bit recently. Something's clicking buttons. I'm not sure what it is. Sarah says, it has been confirmed that it is the DLL hell, most likely caused by two components clashing. And what, do you know what a solution is to that? Oh, come on, I lost all that stuff. What? Or is there two candle blueprints? Pretty sure I saved everything. Oh, there's a whole bunch of candle blueprints. Oh boy. Yeah, look at, oh no, this is what I was working on. Enable flame, true, and disable flame, false. Okay, well that kind of works. And then, I don't know how we're going to do the other ones. We have to do instances or something? I don't know. So I get this, if it's burning, then I want to activate the flame, and then actually kind of want to do this. Now I want to do this after this again. So if it's not burning, we deactivate it. Get rid of this. And this still goes from reverse. Okay. Oh, Sebastian thinks the music's nice. Well, thanks to Pretzel Rocks. We're listening to the Chill Station. Pretzel Rocks is a pretty cool thing for just casual listening to music, by the way. It's free and you can just play. This is all music that you can play that's not licensed, so it's stream friendly. And they have quite a lot of hours of music, so it even says how many hours, like 103 hours of just that. And then they have like 9 and 43 hours. You could just like listen to music for fun. That makes for a nice background music. Sarah says my PC guy is taking my old and new PCs and going to rebuild one from scratch. Oh. It's like it's that Frankenstein PC we talked about before. It's a good call. Nice that they're doing that for you. The thing is, computers that were built like 10 years ago are still not that bad at computers. Like my server machine is a machine that was built, oh, I don't know. It was like 2009 or something. And I still run it as my server. Got 8 gigs of RAM and pretty decent processor. It's not amazing. You can definitely tell the difference between one computer and the other speed-wise, but still it handles everything modern. Whereas that's being said, Windows 11's coming out, and then they're going to be saying everybody who's got an old computer isn't allowed to upgrade. Well, I think you can still upgrade, but you have to like agree that you're not going to complain about it. It's like, I realize that I'm not running the correct hardware, so I will not complain. This is for put flame out, and this is start new flame. Why does that doesn't look right? Why am I deactivating a flame and activating the smoke? This is just not in the right place. What the heck did I put over here? Enable flame. Comes after here. That's right though. That's what I want. Deactivate. Activate flame. Oh, wait. I flipped it and then I forgot what I wrote. Start new flame. Put flame out. Ugh. Come on. Me and my perfectionism. Not that that's really too serious, since I've got lots of other issues with my cleanliness. Both PCs are already Frankensteins, so they're Frankensteins of Frankensteins. Wow, you really definitely making the most of your hardware at least. Although that would contribute, I guess, to the component DLL hell that you were having. That's kind of unfortunate. The unfortunate side effect. I think I'm finally done. Let's try it out. Play. That's not what I thought was going to happen. What is this giant spherical object that I keep looking at? Not even, I really don't understand what's happening right now. Level blueprint. Got the right thing running, just like before. Oh, there, works now. Okay, whatever. Candle goes out. Smoke dissipates. nothing's happening. Where's our reignition going on here? That was supposed to happen. Oh wait, no, it's not supposed to happen because this is on the activate part. Man, I'm really confused. Luckily, I was able to think about what that was. Let's go down here. Alright, let's try it again. Camera goes out. Well, the PC isn't too much of a mix and match. It's just got new RAM, motherboard. At least it's a decent gaming PC. Cool. Hey, there it comes. Lit back up again. Perfect, that looked awesome. It did a nice job of, like, gradually rising. Alright, I think we're in good shape here. It's got new RAM and a motherboard. Wow, it's got a new motherboard. Boy, oh boy. By the time you get a new motherboard, you're doing pretty much redoing the whole thing. Okay. And you're able to reuse your video card, hopefully? I don't even know what kind of video card you may have had, though. I cannot fix this. Oh, come on. It's doing this weird thing again. There we go. So we got candles on, candles off. We got the collision for when it overlaps to disable the flame. And what else do we got to do here? Gameplay, create my dynamic material. All right. It would be nice if the other candles also could do this, but I'm a little concerned that we have a lot of candles that are all very different from each other. Point one, yeah, see that the lerp vector is slightly different. This is not a very efficient way to do. Oh look, it's the enable flame. Like, let's demonstrate how to do this properly then. I'm gonna try it here, see what happens. So here's the candle assets. So we've done this one because it's the big fat one. So if I take the blueprint class, so if I take this one and I make an instant child blueprint of it, and we're gonna call it, I usually like doing the BP in the beginning, so I don't know why everybody's doing it at the end now, but blueprint child candle 2. So in here, we just have to swap out the candle that they have here. Static mesh. There it is. So we're gonna get this candle. Actually, I guess we just have to import one. Because that's actually part of the parent, so what I'm gonna have to do is make more of them. So we need another candle. So this will be the parent. Should probably rename it properly here. So candle. Parent. And then we're going to make another instance, child blueprint, and call it blueprint child candle 1. And then so in the parent, it would get rid of the candle, but I'm not going to do that yet because it's got to have something to reference here. This is a blueprint child 2. We have the candle mesh. And then we have blueprint child candle 1, where we're going to also put in the fat mesh. And then now we can go to the parent. Ugh, everything's parented to it. Let's see if I can just remove it. Let's just get rid of the object for it. That's what I should have done. Okay, so then what I can do, instead of having these, I can just go to these guys, say which candle I want. Sorry, I'm doing it a different way now. So we have candle, oh, we should do candle 1 in this one, and this is candle 2. Okay, cool. Actually kind of working. So the advantage is that these event graphs are empty. You can do something custom with them you want, but the parent blueprint will have all the functionality that we've carefully put together for lighting and unlighting. And then this one, candle BP2, we're going to get rid of. So that's all ready to go now. It wasn't actually too hard to do. I mean, at least I can tell. I think I can tell that it's all done. What do we got here? Sarah says, I really don't know. My brain is starting to hurt thinking about it. Okay. This would be the new RAM and motherboard. So what we have to do is pick these candles that are in the scene. And what we can... so I can tell that these ones are all the... Well, let's just scroll over and find out. Candle parent. Oh, okay, so these are all parents. So if I pick all the ones that are parents, I can systematically switch them all at once here. So I'm gonna pick, these are all candle, these are all the fat candles, I think. So I'm gonna take the blueprint child fat candles. Oh shoot, I'm doing it backwards. Select that first in the control content browser. Oh good, we still have it picked here. Then right click and say replace selected actors with the one that I have selected in the content browser. And that will now swap them all out. So now they're all BPC instead of the parent. Then we just do the same thing for the other ones. I gotta pick the candle 2, BPC. And then replace selected actors. So they all get swapped out. Why does that all say 2? 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. What happened to the ones that said 1? Oh, here they are. What is going on? They all just kind of fell out of their folder structure here. See if I can put it back in there. Dun, 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 dun. Candles. There we go. We gotta mix the candle 1 and candle 2 together. We got lots of lights that are overlapping because they're all individually casting shadows. Oh yeah, we got Big candles and little candles. Okay, so that's cool. I didn't have to do anything. I noticed that some of the little candles are not lit, and the big candles are. So that's not great. So let's see here. Each candle you have the option to have flame on or off. So it does seem to be lighting up the world pretty good. Now, if we look at it with the game display on, everything's all got red X's, which means that the shadows are not casting. That's gonna have to get fixed. But we shouldn't need this blueprint anymore. We'll come back to it later. Maybe what I'll do is I'll rename it as old. I don't accidentally use it. And then all I have to do is go to the parent, we go to the viewport, and we can modify our light source so that this light is not casting shadows. And that will fix all these overlapping light shadows, which, I mean, when they have the red X on them, they're basically telling me that they aren't casting shadows. Anyways, Lydia has to go. Have a great night. Good night. All right, Lydia, thanks for showing up. Appreciate that you joined us like last week. Hopefully this was a little bit fun to watch anyways. And I'll be back next week. Well, I think so. I'm planning on that. We'll see. Anyways. Let's test it out. Now that I got everything set up, will it just work? No, I don't know what this sphere thing is all about. What is this sphere thing? This object right here, what is that? That's a candle. No, I don't know. I think it's like a selection. It's my selection is turning into a drawable object. It's just, what? What is that? Let me close sequencer and try it again. Oh, okay, there we go. Alright, those candle lights went out. Except for one, it got missed. They're still kind of glowing though, aren't they? It's the, I think it's the material on the blueprint. So yeah, we go back to the parent blueprint. And we're gonna... Hey, Lydia's still here. She heard that. What else are we gonna do? Enable flame. It's this. No, not the scalar parameter. It's this up here. Create dynamic material. Candle 1. Oh, that's so cool. Like, because we decided to make sure that this candle stayed, it didn't break our blueprints, so I'm so glad that we managed to remember to do it that way. Don't really know what we're doing here, though. What does this mean? Optional name, source material, create dynamic material instance, creating material, candle material. We have candle material. Is there any references to it? Get set. Setting in the construction script. Smoke on. Oh, okay. Flame on, smoke on. Here's our candle settings. So the construction script only happens when it's first building the asset. So I don't really know how this changing that particular variable is going to make any difference, because it really only gets it once, and that's just an exposed variable, hence with the little green eye. But if I was to like swap that boolean back, it wouldn't make any difference. But what I do want to do is say, like currently what I'm guessing is happening is it's like saying to, if flame is on, then make the texture brighter or darker, emissive intensity at 10 or 0. So this is really essentially what I want to steal. And Well, I don't really know why it wasn't in the original blueprint, to be honest. Like, why isn't it just part of this? We got, oh, here's candle material, emissive intensity. We do have it part of it, 10 to 0. Okay, so... Oh, what? So why didn't it just work? Reverse from end. It should go from alpha of 10 all the way to 0. What? Let's do a little print statement. The problem is I'm going to have this print statement happen like 30 times. Well, maybe not. We'll see. And we'll take this value. We'll print it out. So it goes down to 0. Does not look like it's down to 0. It looks like there's tons of emissive. Unless the light casting from the other objects is creating the emissive. I don't know. Let's just take a look at the material. Sarah, gotta head out as well. Pick up my tower. Oh, from Boo's place. Oh, is Boo fixing your computer? Take it to my... Oh, I see what's going on here. I haven't read the whole sentence. Pick up the tower from Boo's place. Take it to my PC guy. Get it fixed. Yeah, go do that. Get it going. Let's see. Oh yeah, texture material. Let's see if I can. Guess if I just go to the mesh, and then I'll be able to find which material they're going for here. Okay, so here's the material. Emissive intensity is 10. Switch that back to 0. I don't know. I don't see any emissiveness. Oh, what's this up here? Oh, it's just emissive on the candle, not the actual wax. Oh, had a big crash. Thanks, Sarah. Have fun as well. That's funny that you wrote that right as it crashed, but I don't think it really matters too much. I don't think I've lost anything. Sola! Hello! Thanks for joining. Feel free to have a shout about what you want to ask or talk about. It's Boo. Oh, it's Boo! Hey! Nice. Thank you for explaining that to me, because I never would have guessed based on that username. I'll be seeing you soon in your class. It's nice that you joined me for the stream. We're actually talking about trying to get these materials to change over a period of time. Yay! Excellent. Let's see. I'm gonna go back to material. Oh, material instance dynamic. Why is that not looking like a normal material? Whoa. Don't know what that means. All I wanted to do was find out if those candles, if there's a slider in here that changes the candle subsurface intensity. Oh yeah. is making the intensity higher, making it look darker? It's weird. I'm trying to figure out how to get this subsurface color to look better. Oh, I don't even think I'm on the right track here. Oh no, maybe I am. I just have to hit OK to see the results. Oh yeah, there you go. So what I'm trying to figure out is So it says because it's based on a subsurface, the higher the number, the higher, more rough it looks, I think. Yeah, it's it seems like they have it enabled so that there's like full subsurface color going on. I still don't know what this stupid giant object is all about. I'm gonna close sequencer. I think that's what causes it. Yeah, it does. So, well, actually, that looks good now. It's nice and dark. And then what happens when it lights up again? So it looks weird because it's not actually glowing through it very well. So it would be cool if I could manipulate the color, subsurface color, so it goes from black to white, or at least gray to white or something. But or maybe if I just leave it at gray, and then you'd get kind of a 50-50. Maybe the problem is the light that's being cast is too bright. The flame light. Where is the flame light? Oh, there it is. Intensity. From 0 to 0.5. That's your light turning off. So when you turn on, it goes to 0.5. Oh. That's a very low number. It's a lot lower than I thought it would be. Well, my thought was maybe the intensity of the emissiveness is being expanded because there's a... But I didn't add that light, so I don't know, light was always there. Yeah, well, I could just be like, whatever, it looks good. Let's just leave it. And then we go to the cinematics and the candle. There's our volume that's putting out lights, hopefully. Oh yeah, we're missing some because it's just on the edge of not touching some of them. So we grab its positional space. Maybe we'll make it travel a little bit slower so that we can see the difference. We should see it sort of sweep across a little bit. Yeah, that kind of worked. And hopefully the smoke isn't playing too similarly. And it will light up across. Yeah. Alright, it's working. It's working. And then I just have to get rid of that blueprint printout statement. Isn't really doing us any good anymore. All right. So this volume is going to get a lot bigger because that's just how the room is going to work. I'll put it on an angle. Oh, it should be coming to me. That would be way more cool. So whatever this volume touches would put lights out, I guess. Hopefully. Oh, we have these like lights on the roof that should be flickering too, I guess. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to that though. So we go from there to here. No? Hey, come on, candles. What are you doing? Am I missing something? What's the deal here? Oh, right. It only works when I play the level, not when I have to actually try the level out. I'm getting some hellos. I think it needs to be slower than that. It's not quite as cool as I thought it would be. It's kind of gotten a little bit. It needs what it needs is like the swift smoke movement stuff, but it's only a single sprite that plays the whole animation, so I can't really just like... It's not like a whole series of individual particles that I could potentially manipulate. They're just one giant sprite. I think I've screwed up my camera because that's not the right camera angle anymore. Just disappointing. It's supposed to be like this. Somewhere along the lines. Messed up my camera. So I'm going to try and cheat, just paste the original camera back in. Get rid of this one. Just through a simple copy paste. Hey, it works. Oh, wait, it didn't work because I still need to switch this camera cuts to be the new camera. There we go. All right, let's see if it works. Here's a wind that sweeps through. Oh yeah, it is working. That's pretty cool, actually. And they all light up again. The what is it? Incandescence? No, the emissiveness of that smoke that coming from the candle seems a little too bright. It seems a little intense. Particles, camera flame, candle flame. No, wait, it's not the candle flame, it's the smoke. Which one is it? Flame, smoke, constant, smoke out. Oh, I don't know. Which one? Which one? Smoke out. Seems to be the one that gets deactivated and activated. So smoke out. And which we're using smoke material. This is a material instance with the flame flipbook. It's actually kind of a handy way to do it. Fade distance, global scalar parameters, parent, particles master. Looks like they're sharing a couple things. Opacity, emissive color, multiplier goes into particle color and flame flipbook. So particle color is being manipulated via the texture or the particle, and it seems to be capturing the opacity as well as the. So that means I should be able to see in color over life, I think, or alpha over life, that the values in this will actually drive the material. And so currently from a timeline perspective of 0 to 1.6% to 1% of, or 100% of the 10% to 100% of the timeline, we're going from an alpha of 0 to 1 to 0. So if I made this 0.5, then that would mean that the opacity of the smoke would be 50% as strong as it was before. There's actually a little bit of cigarette smoke right here in the corner. Oh, I don't think that's gonna work for me, is it? Still seems pretty bright. Well, that was good theory. Let's try the color over life. Distributed float, constant curve. I'm not really sure how that's connected. So this is sort of a gray. Make it much darker. I used to remember how all that worked. And it all just disappears. Oh wait, that worked. There we go. Oh, I just have to make it darker. Oh, yeah, it is looking better. Cool. I wish I knew who was printing all the hellos. It's gotta be in here, right? Is there a print in here? Print a string. Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, I guess when I got rid of the other one, I didn't get rid of the print. So it just defaulted to hello. Okay, so we're down to 10 minutes. I have to come up with some other principles, and then afterwards, I think what I'm going to do, let me just make sure I save all this stuff, is that I'll do some renders with the two sequences here. And then there was like and then there was like this interesting idea with a chair. So, I mean, should I do the chair? And then there's a texture on the wall, but like that's gonna be, we should do the green glob of glue that just sort of oozes onto the wall. That would probably, or on the picture, that would actually make sense. Oh, that sounds kind of cool. I don't know if you can see the picture very easily. And you would have to like do something more visibly obvious. Oh, if it like started bleeding, the blood was dripping down the wall. Or some sort of green goo, of course, not blood. That would be ridiculous. I mean, again, that would be a decal, probably. Then you have to find a decal that would be like, that you would stretch vertically. And then somehow it has to disappear. It would just soak into the wall. Yeah, you'd have to find like a good dripping decal material to work with. Not sure if they have decals. Rust. I don't really know what I'm looking for here. Usually they have like that rust. Well, let's try blood. Let's just get to the point. There we go. Yeah, this one's pretty decent. Bloodstain. There's not too many to choose from, to be honest. In fact, now that I think about it, there's like a blood stain just over here in the other room. Oh, my camera is super messed up right now. How do I get rid of that? Oh, I forget how to change camera stuff. There's a hotkey for it. Just don't remember what it is. It's like one of the buttons here. Too many buttons to worry about. Alright, so instead, I'm going to turn this off. Puts me back to this mode. Then I will close sequencer. And that lets me go over here to check out this blood. Ah, yeah, it's right here. I don't have to do anything. Right, sweet. Well, I think I can actually do this in time. Again, I have to do another. I'm gonna duplicate this one. Sequence backdrop. Green goo. I'm gonna call it green goo. It's gonna be red, but I think I can fix that in post. Or not in post, but in like in the material. So I duplicated it. We're gonna put it into this sequence. So get rid of our wind trigger. Bring this new blood to. Actually, you know what? I don't even have to like necessarily. Just use the. Shoot. I'm not even gonna duplicate it. I'm just gonna use the original one. Just throw that directly into our cinematic. So the blood is gonna move into our scene at the right place. So now that it's in my timeline, I can move it and play with it, and it will only do this when the bleeding, or sorry, when the cinematic happens, when the bleeding happens. So let's get my rotation snapping going again. Gotta make sure I point it in the right way, otherwise I won't see it. Get my decal on there. Oh. And it's kind of cool with the shininess. I had this idea that I'm just going to scale it, but I'm not even sure yet if this is going to be a good idea. So there's a way that I can make it so that the picture is not affected by the decal, and I just forget how to do this. Oh, receives decal. Check it out. There you go. Done. That was easy. And then maybe I'll scale it in horizontally. So the idea is that it would be like this and then going down. Okay, this is pretty cool. Bring it back up again. Okay, so this is the first key that we want to do. Add a transform track. Key that. We'll go into our timeline a ways. Turn that on. So now we're just going to animate it. So we'll go over a period of time where we're going to scale it, translate it. That. Oh, that doesn't quite look good. Seems like it needs to be less scaling and more translating. Let's try this. I think I've forgotten to key all the values, so we're memorizing some of my changes that I didn't want to be passed to the last key here. It's definitely the scaling horizontal is not working very well. Even though I really like the final effect, it looks cool, but it's that movement is just, it's going to be more complicated than I was hoping. I think I'm overscaling it, to be honest. Oh, I know what the problem is. You can't have a stain disappear. If a stain shows up, it's not gonna like also clean itself. So wherever it's dripping, it needs to be like maintaining that drip, which I think is part of the problem. So what if I just made it so that it's already fairly far out, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna rotate it in so that we lose some of that face. What if that becomes the method? Ooh, there's a few things that has to be done here. Get rid of that last key here. What we gotta do is a bit of work here. We have to. I got no time left, so like, come on, solution. All right, so we got this. We're gonna try it again. We're gonna go rotate this up, bring it down a little bit. Oh no, I can't really move it again. Well, that's pretty cool. It's actually soaking into the wall. Oh, that is kind of cool. Maybe that's what I want to do instead. Okay, so we're gonna see what it looks like. Bring it out. That's obvious. Why is it so much fun to do horror? I don't really understand that part. It's like, why is horror fun? I don't know. Whole conversation about human psychology. Yeah, I think this is actually gonna work. And we have to we have to get it to go away. I'm not sure of this part. What if we just rotate it? Bring it back in again. I almost feel like it should be more consistent. I'm running out of time, but having too much fun. Okay, so we'll do that. Let's see what it looks like when we play it. Ugh, hold on. Let's close the sequencer. Play it. See what it looks like. See this. Oh no, I got the wrong cinematic. Shoot. All right, we're gonna switch this up. Switch it over to green goo, which is totally not green right now. We never got to that part. So now it's gonna play the green goo one. Ooh, what was that little movement there? Okay, we should see it come in here pretty soon. Oh, it's super slow. That's perfect. Oh, that is so cool. Okay, now the question is what happens when it disappears? Whoa, it just slips away. That's awesome. All right, that was way too much fun. And I'm probably the only one that's doing this. I'm probably the only one that's... I'm all by myself, having way too much fun. Okay, so anyway, I'll wrap it up there. What I'll do is I'll try to get these renders off into the like kind of what I did with this one, and then get them to carefully play one after the other without being too clearly obvious about it. And that should be a lot of fun. I'll have that by next week, and then we'll come up with some more ideas and some polish and some things like we can do with that. And we'll also discover what else we can talk about. So I'll leave it there. Thanks for anyone who's watched during the stream, and if anyone's still here. And I will catch you again next week. Take care, everybody.